Michael, you had a thrilling Sunday. Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2. Anthony Gordon in the 25th minute gave Newcastle the lead, but that was not the main issue that we wanted to talk about in the first half. Virgil Van Djik with a red card in the 28th minute. I can feel a VAR rant of the week coming. But despite all that, with 80 in the 80th minute, Darwin Nunez to the rescue. A goal in the 81st for the tie. But wait, there's more. 3 minutes in the stoppage time, he gets a second goal for Liverpool to give him all 3 points. Michael, I'm going to say this line early so I don't forget it. These are the 2 best strikes of the soccer ball, football, whatever you want to call it, that Darwin Nunez has ever had in his life.
Dude, the sound of the first one off the post into the back of the net was just fucking chef's kiss music to my ears. Listen, we can obviously get to the VAR thing, but I'm just gonna give my little rundown of the game. The worst first half. Actually, I'm not even sure it's the worst first half I've ever seen from Trent, but it's up there for sure, 100%. I mean, completely at fault for the Gordon goal, like without a doubt. The biggest moment I think in the game, this is going to sound really weird, but is the alley save in like the 35th minute. If they go up 2-0 after that, I think the game is over. Mm-hmm. Like straight up, I think it's over. I don't think we even score a goal. Joe Gomez was great. Joel Matip was pretty bad, even though he has like a pretty decent rating. He looked very shaky, in my opinion. Second half, I thought, I was like, just get a goal, just get a goal. Once we get that goal, I'm like, fuck it, try to win. Try to win this game. Jason Tyndall, if you come at the king, you better not fucking miss, brother. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you shush Klopp, you better win the game. And you haven't been beating us a whole lot lately. The Newcastle fans, never have I watched your games and seen your players fall to the ground, waste time as much as you did, and then to complain against a 10-man team that you can't put us away the entirety of the game. You deserve it. You deserve it 100%. I don't feel bad at all. And then something close to my heart, Joe Linton. I mean, you should have had at least 4 yellow cards. I mean, you're just fouling people. Like, you're just hurt. Like, we played. I got to play intramural soccer Tuesday, and there's a kid there with a Gerrard jersey on, ironically, and he's just running around hurting people. Like, he's going elbows first, kicking people. I told him, I was like, at least Stevie had some flair. Like, Jesus Christ. Joe Linton, same to you, brother. You're an incredible player. You don't need to just foul people the whole time, and I don't know why you didn't get carded in the first half. We can open it up to whatever discussions we want, but that was my rundown. Darwin Nunez, I love you, brother.
I'll say this. Tough schedule making for Newcastle beginning of this year. And I know when we did our preview with Steven from the True Faith Newcastle United podcast, he said if we can get some points out of the Liverpool City back-to-back, it's good. This is the thing. Michael sent me my X account, Twitter account, has not been working, so I can't get on there. And Michael is literally like screen recording videos to send to me. He's like being my middleman or my secretary when it comes to this.
Fuck you, on.
Yeah. Some of the reactions by Newcastle fans, I get it because you're so close to a win, but like, I still think, I don't know, like I didn't really expect them. I picked them to win, but I didn't think it was like set in stone. I still think they got a lot to learn. I mean, end of the year, they're going to be a tough team, I think, for sure. But losing to Liverpool down a man is not a good look, in my opinion. That's all I had, honestly.
That's why you need to be attacking all the time. Don't sit back. And be happy with your 1-0 lead. Prevent defense, prevents victory. My question for Michael is...
Hold on. I love that because when I watch like American football games and motherfuckers are just doing prevent and then they get a field goal to tie the game or a field goal to win, it is the most infuriating thing ever. Like, why the fuck are you doing that?
I mean, we're Browns fans. It's our lifeblood.
I don't even know if we've been in enough situations to go prevent.
Fair.
To be honest,
that's very fair.
But it's the same. It's the same thing as if you're watching a game when, like, let's say it even happened with the Wolves. Like, you score late to get a lead, and then the next 5 minutes of extra time, the other team, even if they didn't have possession the entire time, all of a sudden puts an onslaught on you because you're just so scared of getting the game to be too open, and then that goal trickles in. It happens every time. My question, though, for you, Michael, is seems to be a lot of deep-seated hatred for Newcastle right now. Like, do we have a new shitless team for you this year?
So, I was talking to John about this, I think, or maybe I was talking to my friend Zach. It's a little bit of like the Arsenal thing, except it's not the fans particularly, like Arsenal fans online. There's so many players on Newcastle that I love. Like Joe Linton is one of my favorite players. Gamarish is crazy. I love Isaac a lot. I fucking hate Anthony Gordon, obviously. Like, he sucks. I like Harvey Barnes. The defense is cool. Nick Pope is fine. I hate the coaching staff. I hate Eddie Howe. I hate Tyndall. I think that they are the type of person I hate the most, where they complain about something, but they do the thing they complain about all the time, which just, everyone's a hypocrite, but like that's just like ultimate hypocrite because it's just happening real time. You see the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
I don't hate Newcastle. I hated them today for sure, but
Eddie Howe, you knew Wilder?
No, dude.
It seemed like it today.
Yeah, jeez.
No. No, I was just pissed off.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, but I think a big win for you guys. I think it galvanizes you guys a little bit, because that was another thing. That's a depressing locker room to be in if you guys lose that game.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't know if we're going to bring it up, but the only... And Dylan, I think you could probably disagree, because I think I've talked to John, and I'm not sure if John agrees with me 100%, or he was just trying to be like, yeah, I hear you, bro, like, cook or whatever. If it's by the letter of the law, like, Trent should probably be off. He should probably have a red card. Okay? The throwing the ball thing is, like, so dumb to me, because it's what minute of the game was it? Like, are we really time wasting in that moment?
Yeah.
Fine. Like, if the law does say, like, if any time wasting is an automatic yellow card, fine. But like, there's so much time wasting all over that game and all over every other game that we don't give yellow cards out for. Like, you have to understand the moment of the game. Like, you're gonna give a yellow card in the first however many minutes of the game for time wasting.
Trent got his yellow card in the 6th minute.
Okay, there you go. The second foul on Gordon is probably, in my opinion, more of a yellow card than the ball throw or whatever. And I honest to God think if Klopp is telling the truth, which maybe he is or not, I think he might just be saying this, but he said the fourth official said that it was a foul on Anthony Gordon before he threw the ball. And maybe that was a moment where they were like, okay, we're not going to give him this one. Because I thought that was more of a yellow card. But if it's just two isolated incidents, I think it's 2 yellows, and I think he's off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
I was gonna say, I get that. I'm more interested in like your take on Van Dijk.
So, my take on Van Dijk, I think it is absolutely a bad challenge. I think it's a poor decision that he made. He should have. He times the run. He sees Isaac making the run, and he starts to run with him. If he just shepherds him, I don't think it's an issue. I don't know why he decided to try to, like, intercept the ball, get wrong side of him, and tackle through him. I think that's a bad challenge. I guess where it comes down to what is your interpretation of through on goal and, like, a clear and obvious decision, I don't think that is a clear and obvious opportunity to score a goal. I think when I think of that rule and I think of that type of foul, I'm imagining like they play it past him. He turns around. His back is to the the guy who passed the ball, and he like grabs his shoulder or something and pulls him down. That is how I guess I see that. People are saying that like, oh, he makes that touch and takes a shot. I'm not 100% on board with that, but I will say I'm fine with it if when I see that exact challenge 50 times this Premier League season, they're all red cards. Because it's going to happen every other week for sure, and the minute they start to not be red cards, I'm going to be pissed about it. Because it'll happen. That exact foul will happen, and it won't be a red card, and I will count how many times it is.
I didn't know if it was a red card either. I kind of agreed with you on that one.
I think it's a red card. Just
that's your right to believe that.
You're
entitled to your opinions.
The only reason that out of like you're describing it as a red card is, and I think it's because I just finished a legal thriller, so I've been playing both sides of the law on how to prove reasonable doubt here, is by taking him out, Virgil never gave him the opportunity to have his chance at goal. Because you could obviously argue, I think you kind of made a point to it, it's like, I can see your point of he's not going to make that perfect first touch and be one-on-one with Alisson to score. However, his opportunity to have that opportunity was taken away from him based off of what Virgil did. And that's why I would say it's a red card.
We're getting into like
Semantics.
we're getting too many degrees of freedom away from the actual incident.
We haven't met Kevin Bacon yet, so it's still in play.
Because Carragher is saying it's not a red card, and the reason he said it's not is because, and I disagree with this, he said it's not a red card because it wasn't a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity. And they said the exact same thing. They said, well, he tackled him before he could have it, and Carragher said, okay, so he still didn't have it, though. Like, he could have, but he didn't. And they said, okay, well, you're just going to go around kicking strikers. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good point. I think I don't see that as a clear and obvious opportunity. I think the way that the referees use the term clear and obvious or goal-scoring opportunity is that it's like obvious. Like, he's getting ready to take the shot, or he is past everybody, and we pull him down from behind. I don't even think he got a touch on the ball. I think he let it run in front of him, which is what you're supposed to do. And again, absolutely, Van Dijk, it's a bad tackle, like, for sure. I guess I have just seen way worse shit not be a red card, and it just, the way that the league is going, I guess, this year with all the red cards, maybe I should expect it. But how I've been watching it the past 4 or 5 years, when I see that, I'm like, oh, that's a yellow card on outside the box. And then I saw the red, and I was like, wow, that seems wrong to me. But